Hello everybody, Mega Goal 2, Unit 2, Wishful Thinking for Language in Context, page number 24. Now let's take a look at the objectives. Number 1, listen. What would you ask for if a rich businessman offers to pay 3 things you want? Number 2, listen to answer the given questions. Number 3, practice pronouncing would you and could you when they are reduced in questions. And number 4, answer some questions about you. راح نناقش ما الذي سوف تطلبه إذا عرض شخص غني أنه يدفع لثلاث أشياء تريدها. راح نسمع ونجاوب على الأسئلة. راح نتدرب على طريقة would you, could you لما when they are reduced in questions. برضو راح نجاوب على بعض الأسئلة عن نفسك. So, Unit 2, Wishful Thinking for Language in Context. Please move on to page number 24. Now, the first thing is for language in context. Now, let's take a look at what is asked from you. Number 1, a rich businessman offers to pay for 3 things you want because you received the highest grades in the school district. What would you ask for? تخيل أن مثلا رجل أعمال غني عرض أنه يدفع لثلاث أشياء تريدها لأنك حصلت على أعلى الدرجات في المنطقة التعليمية حقتك. ما الذي سوف تطلبه؟ ما الذي سوف تطلبه؟ بعدها مطلوب compare your wants with members of the class and select the funniest one. ممكن تقارنون كل واحد بينك وبين طبعا زملائكم في الصف عن الأشياء اللي أردتها ومطلوب أنكم تختارون أكثر واحدة منها مضحكة. So again, as we said previously, a rich businessman offers to pay for 3 things you want because you received the highest grades in the school district. What would you ask for? ما الذي سوف تطلبه؟ طبعا if you are asking for something you have to be polite, so you can say can I? For example, can I have a BMW car? Can I have a Mercedes C-Class, for example? I'd like, for example, $1 million, whatever, okay, you want. So if you have an answer to this question, you can just leave it in the comment box below. إذا كانت عندكم إجابة لهذا السؤال بإمكانكم تتركونها في box التعليقات. Now, right now, let's move on to the listening part. Right now, you will be listening to the conversation between Gina, Lynn, and Sarah, and you are asked to complete the chart below with what they wish for. Okay? So, راح نسمع إلى محادثة بين جينا ولين وسارة. مطلوب إنكم تكملون البوكس أو الشارت هنا بكل واحدة منهم ما الذي تمنته. What each one of them wishes for. Okay, so get ready to listen to the conversation between these 3 girls and don't forget to write down what each one of them wishes for. Get ready to listen.
Page 24. 5. Listening. A. Listen to the conversation. Complete the first column of the chart with the people's wishes.
Look at all those children. Look at us. We're so lucky. We've always had what we needed: a home, food, clothes, school, presents, friends. And to think that we find something to complain about all the time.
Well, Gina, it's the way of the world, I'm afraid. But you're right, we shouldn't complain. I wish we could do something to help as well.
How about starting a campaign? I've always wanted to do that. We could start a campaign at school, and we could also ask our families to help.
I think that's the coolest thing I've heard you say. Way to go. Let's do it. I wish I could be as clever.
Oh, come on, Gina. It's not clever. So many people do it all the time. But thanks anyway.
Okay, so let's think about what we need to do. If I could paint, I'd make a poster. But I can't draw a straight line. Right, Gina?
You're not so bad, Lynn. I can try, but I wish I had the right kind of materials. You know, poster paints and glossy sheets of paper and...
I know. I'll ask my father. They keep a stock of material at the company. Maybe they'll want to contribute.
So, are we going to ask for sponsors? We should make a list of people that are worth contacting. And we need to write a letter or some informational material to give them. I wouldn't just hand out money to people just because they asked me for it. I wish we had some money ourselves. Then we wouldn't have to ask anyone.
Yes, well, so do I, and I'm sure Lynn feels the same. Would you like to draft something, and then we can all discuss and finalize it? Please don't say no. I would do it if I could, but I can't write. I wish I could. You're such a talented writer. You know how to present things to people.
Thanks, but I am not so sure. Can we do it together, Lynn? I would feel so much better if we did this together.
Yes, sure, no problem. When? Now?
Why not? The sooner the better.
I wish we could change the world this minute.
B. Listen again. Try to figure out the reasons for the people's wishes and complete the second column of the chart. Share your ideas in small groups, then report in class.
Okay, so right now we have listened to the conversation between Gina, Lynn, and Sarah, and as for Gina, she wishes if she were a talented writer and if she were so clever. Also, she wishes if she had the right kind of materials. Lynn wishes if she could do something to help. As for Sarah, she wishes they had money so they wouldn't have to ask anymore. Now, as for section or exercise B, you are asked to listen again to the audio تسمعوا مرة أخرى and try to figure out the reasons for the people's wishes and complete the second column of the chart. مطلوب منكم تستمعوا مرة ثانية للمقطع وتحاولون تجدون سبب كل واحدة منهم ليش تمنت هذه الأمنية وتكتبونها في second column in the chart. بعدها share your ideas in small groups, then report in class. Okay? Now let's move on to the next thing, which is pronunciation. Right now, as I said previously, you are gonna listen how would you and could you are pronounced when they are reduced in questions. Afterwards, you are supposed to practice pronouncing would you and could you accurately. So get ready to listen to the pronunciation part.
Page 24. 6. Pronunciation. A. Listen. Note how would plus you and could plus you are reduced in questions. Then practice.
What would you do? Where would you go?
What could you do? Where could you go?
B. Read the people's wants and wishes again. Underline the would ya and could ya word groups. Practice reading the sentences aloud.
Okay, as you have heard, okay, when would you and could you, they are used in question, they are reduced, okay. فأنتم مطلوب منكم أن practice pronouncing كيف طريقة نطقهم لما يأتون في الأسئلة and how they are reduced, okay. Afterwards, you are asked to read the people's wants and wishes again and underline the would you and could you word groups and practice reading the sentences aloud, okay. Now let's move on to some questions about you, and these questions are for discussions, and if you have answer to any of these questions, you are welcome to leave the answers in the comment box below. طبعا راح الآن نناقش بعض الأسئلة عن نفسك. عادة هذه الأسئلة للمناقشة in class في الفصل، بس إذا كانت عندكم أي إجابة لأي واحد من هذه الأسئلة ممكن تتركونها في بوكس التعليقات. Now the first question, do you ever wish you were someone else? Who and why? هل سبق وأن تمنيت أنك تكون شخص آخر؟ من هو هذا الشخص ولماذا؟ Now, if your house were on fire, what would the first thing you would try to save? لا سمح الله نفترض أن منزلك يحترق، ما هو أول شيء راح تحاول إنقاذه؟ What would the first thing you would try to save? Now, number 3, if you lived on a desert island, what would you miss most from civilization? إذا مثلا أنت تعيش في جزيرة صحراوية، ما هو أكثر شيء راح تفتقده من الحياة المليئة بالتقدم والحضارة؟ Okay? Now, number 4, if you lived away from your country, what would you miss the most? إذا مثلا أنت تعيش بعيدا عن دولتك، ما هو أكثر شيء راح تفتقده؟ Okay? Now, number 5, have you ever had a wish come true? Or do you know anyone who had? What was the wish? هل سبق وأن تحققت لك أمنية، أو هل تعرف شخص تحققت له أمنية؟ ما هي هذه الأمنية؟ ما هي هذه الأمنية؟ Okay. Number 6, what advice would you give someone in order to become rich? ما هي النصيحة التي تعطيها لشخص ليصبح غني؟ So right now we have reached the end of the lesson. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, share this video with your friends and hit the like button. And also أيضا you can follow me on Instagram. I'll add the link in the description box below. راح أترك الرابط للإنستغرام في box description. If you would like, you can follow me on Instagram as well. Till next time, have a good one.